we need to do this quickly because I want to go to the movies.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
You're going to see Deadpool again?
No, don't want to see Deadpool again. I want to see Alien Romulus. I've heard good things.
Oh, yes.
Oh. That reminds me.
I want to see that too.
So I'm hoping.
Yeah, I do want to see that.
Hoping to maybe sneak out this weekend and see it. It's.
If we let you.
Yes. Speaking with people I work with who've went and seen it already, they've gone like, it fits in between 1 and 2. It's it's good. It's
great.
Do you work with Ridley Scott?
Yes. But ties everything in. It's in the same universe and it's more Alien, but a bit more actiony. I don't think you could make Alien today and it would do as well.
No. God, no. Well, I say that. No, actually, I was going to say Blade Runner 2049, but that actually didn't do well.
No.
It was just excellent.
It's a good movie and got great reviews, but...
Yeah.
What a great way to do a low-budget sci-fi, though. Spend heaps of money on the set. Get the set looking just right. Then only film in that set.
Yeah, it's
have
just
it
one
really
spaceship.
dark, and there's a monster no one can find.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
genius.
So hopefully, I want to definitely see this on the big screen. The last one I saw at the movies was Covenant.
Yeah, because that was the last one that they released.
That reminds me. I'm going to watch that when I'm away next week.
So never.
I'll watch it when I'm away next week.
I've
only watched it once.
Yeah, I've only seen that
I watched
one
it twice.
well.
Much better the second time when you're not expecting what you're not getting.
Yeah,
I
could see
because it's almost
Mimi
a fuck you
Rapace and Michael Fassbender's
on
in
a
the
ship
bag.
trying to escape and going across the galaxy having adventures. It's not that.
No. We skipped that.
Yeah,
we've skipped far beyond that. Michael Fassbender has already ruined a whole planet by the time we've cut back in.
Yes, you'll see a flashback that won't explain why he did it.
No,
it will just show you that he did.
You'll see bits of Elizabeth Shaw's body. Does that count?
No, I wanted to see a lot more of her carrying a head.
Yeah, head in a bag.
Very specific thing.
Not her head.
Luke.
You're saying you don't want to see that?
I didn't say that.
Thank you.
Just to be clear, I don't want to see that in a sexual way.
No.
If that's what you're implying. No,
I
okay.
wasn't.
Okay. It's hard to tell with you, Luke.
I don't know what Luke's into.
I turn everything.
You're going to tell me you don't want to watch Noomi Rapace carrying a head in a bag? You're going to tell me that's not something you would like? Like, well, I would like it, but I don't think it's for the reason you're liking it.
I mean, he's wearing another onesie, so who knows what he's into.
I've gone from being a fat Ewok to a fat...
I thought you meant David. Michael Fassbender in his onesie, his silver onesie.
Yeah. He just wears them all the time.
I thought you meant like you'll watch anything where Fassbender wears a onesie.
But this one fits, so it's more comfortable.
That one looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an adult size onesie.
Yes, instead of a child's onesie that I cram my fat gut into.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
Why would I say something else?
I don't know, because it wouldn't fit in your little.
You're the one that's trying
zippy...
to make me sound like I'm always sexual.
Did you see? Olympics is over, by the way, for those keeping track. Highlights of the Olympics this year for me include that guy who nearly broke the record for pole vault but knocked it off with his dick.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Impressive, I must say.
Impressive dick or impressive jump?
2 poles on that vault.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing. Like, you're such a great athlete, you're about to break the world record, but because you're also so
Dick's
well endowed...
Dick's just too big. Imagine that. You would be the best athlete in the world, but you've got too big a dick, mate.
My coach warned me about this.
How is that fair that someone can have that type of genetics to be that athletic and have all of that and then also have the massive cock?
But not a gold medal. That's the one thing he doesn't have.
Yeah. You need to get you'd need a good cardiovascular routine to operate.
Yeah, you need to decide where the blood's going to go, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what was the other one? I think I know what the other one may be.
Highlights.
Yeah.
I'm not... Yeah, that guy's rad. That guy's super rad. My favorite part, though, was the worst case scenario that everyone used to talk about when the trans argument first started, when they were like, what if a trans man to woman joins the Olympics as a boxer? And everyone's like, no, that's a very specific thing that's likely to never happen. It happened. They were allowed. The Olympics don't have any rules about that. And
wait. I think, didn't that not happen? Isn't that the truth is that didn't happen?
No,
what?
No.
That's a woman. It's a woman, and it's false.
So no, it's all
no. That's a trans woman. But
no, I don't think it is. Is it?
No, they failed the tests as part of the old boxing committee, but the
Russia
the Olympics
said they failed the test,
so
and they won't reveal what the test was.
But
is that not the case?
No, it's.
I don't think so.
But
it's been a lot about
what
this
it
thing,
what it now led to. Boxing will no longer be at the Olympics.
Wow.
Which I am
solved.
actually
Problem solved.
Well, no, I think it is solved. I don't think the boxing should ever have been at the Olympics because you know professional boxers can't enter.
Yeah,
you have to be an amateur.
Well, professional anything can't enter.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense.
Professional breakdancers can't enter either.
But that's all. The only people who were there were professional breakdancers.
Yeah, but it was tricky with that because there wasn't a precedent set for breakdancing at the Olympics like there are with other sports, where you have to keep your amateur status if you want to compete.
I don't see. It should be but then you've got like the soccer and the basketball.
Surely it should just be who's the best in the world, right?
That's what the Olympics should be. Who's the best?
Because what I don't even understand why people root for their own countries in the Olympics. Who cares how many Australia gets overall? I just want to see who's the best in the fucking world at things. Who can jump the highest without knocking a pole off with their dick? That's what I want to see.
I'm actually, with the breakdancing, so it's coming for 1 year. It's already off the books. I don't think that any sports like that should be entered. I hate the ones which are scored like
subjective.
That. Yeah, I hate them. I want like highest, fastest. That's something that very easy to see.
Even diving, you know, it's because it's points based, it's opinion based, and also rhythmic gymnastics, things like that. Whereas a 100-meter sprint, who gets there first? That's who wins. But
like people can be swayed by which country's there and things like that. And I'm going to mark you down just 1 extra point or something. I've never liked it. So
I mean, they say they don't do that. Matt's got some follow up.
Yeah,
Matt's been researching in the background
because there's been so much I've heard about this. So from what I can gather, and this is on Snopes, it's not a trans woman. It's a woman, and there may or may not be some thing.
There was high testosterone or something that they found that they were testing for.
Apparently, there's no evidence that this is somebody who transitioned to being a woman, like from a man. Like if that's what people are saying, and
that's what the coverage says. Like when you're watching it on TV, that's what the commentator says. And now up is such and such, the trans competitor.
And the Boston Globe is being sued for saying it because apparently she's saying I'm a woman.
They were Chinese competitors, weren't they? They were Chinese competitors. They were Chinese competitors, weren't they?
This person is Algerian.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I had they were Chinese competitors.
Yeah, no, this is an Algerian.
But yeah, I think with the boxing committee before,
I guess I just don't know.
The boxing committee.
I did laugh that America beat China in the table tennis. With an all Chinese team.
But no, I think
Chinese Americans
with the boxing, the previous thing, I think they did a test on like testosterone and things like that in the system, and then went, you're above what we would.
No, but what I heard was, and again, that's something that's just been so much. What I heard was that this person, whatever, competed in Russia, beat the Russian champion, and then Russia then disqualified them and said, oh, they failed the test. And then now everyone's like, what test did they fail? And they're like, oh, they don't have the paperwork.
I was pretty sure they weren't allowed to enter another competition.
That's interesting because that's not what the story I heard at all.
Yeah,
okay.
I heard they weren't allowed to compete.
The national championships they couldn't enter because of that they have different rules around transitioning than the Olympics do. Unless we're talking about different people.
Maybe we are talking about different people then, because like I said, this person, according to this article, is not. And if there's anything, it's got to be a weird medical condition. That's what this article says. But then again, who fucking knows?
Well, there was multiple boxes that were there as well, so maybe that's where getting stories
at the
crossed.
Olympics.
Yeah,
you just have one boxer.
No, there were multiple,
the best one.
There were multiple boxes as part of the controversy.
Is that so?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I just don't know a lot about this.
Well, that's probably because I don't watch the Olympics at all. I hate them.
No. I also don't know a lot about Ray Gunn, the Australian breakdancer.
I know a little bit about Ray Gunn because she's a lecturer at my old university. Not that I had her. She's much too young for that. But
Hornsby, right?
Yeah, and teaches at Macquarie Uni.
So Jenna was talking about this, and I was like, oh, I didn't see it. And so she showed me the video, and I have to be honest, if I hadn't been told that was bad,
yes,
it just looks like breakdancing to me.
But did you only watch hers? Did you only watch hers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you'd watched the entire event and you saw people flipping upside down and then she came on, it was very obvious she was not.
Because I was just watching it, and I'm like, well, I mean, this just looks like what I think breakdancing is, but I have zero experience with breakdancing.
So
I vaguely know what it is.
What I've seen is there's a sort of there's two sides to it. Even the breakdancing community. Some are saying like she was terrible, should have never have gone, and others are going, well, it's not just moves, it's about artistic things, and she went more the artistic route.
Other Australian candidates,
but no, she can do that as well. But she just made a choice to go with like Australian animals and things like that, as that was her choice for it.
I did see that she put up a video, and she's very upset about it because she basically was like, "You guys are all fucking horrible." Like, I did my best. Like, it wasn't a piss take. I was doing my best. So I guess.
I have seen videos of her where she has been good, but then other people are saying it's a conspiracy, and so it's.
I heard that too.
Yeah, that's it. It's a conspiracy. Yeah.
No, because her husband is her coach, and her coach was involved in the selection process or something.
But
she says that's not true. Or
she won the qualifying event, so unless
it's still not a very
good
conspiracy. Yeah, that's right.
No,
but the other thing is
quite obvious. When you
we were never going to medal or anything in this event. Like we are nowhere near what the rest of the world is in b-boys and b-girls.
We're the most talked about. So there you go.
And
I mean, she's going to make a fortune in sponsorships if she plays her cards right. If she banks on these 15 minutes of veins. Because imagine you did, because she's not a professional breakdancer. She's been doing it for years, but she does it as a hobby.
Well, she enters competitions.
Yeah, right. But I used to enter competitions for soccer when I was a kid, right? If somebody had come up to me and said, actually, if you win this particular competition, you automatically go straight to the Olympics, I'd be like, what? Like, I don't think this woman
if that person
gets up every morning and
AKA
trains.
your dad.
Yeah, this woman's dad. I think it was a surprise to everyone that she found herself at the Olympics. You know, it's not like a swimmer where from the age of 5 you want to be an Olympic swimmer, and so you just train the shit out of your body to be the best.
Yeah, I assumed all Olympic
10
athletes
years
did that. That was like the thing that they did with their life. Apparently,
I think the swimmers do, the runners do. Once they find that. They got a little athletics, they find out what they're good at, and then they train for that. For real sports.
Well, I went to Little A's. I didn't get to the Olympics.
I never went.
Did you guys go to the Olympics?
No.
I did. I went to the Sydney Olympics.
I didn't even go to that.
Great. Loved it. Had bands playing every night, went out, got drunk.
I went out during the Sydney Olympics because there was cool shit on, but I didn't see any sports.
Oh, God, no. So that's the thing I love.
What's the difference between a clever dwarf and Kathy Freeman?
What?
One of them is a cunning runt, and the other one is an Olympic gold medalist.
Wow.
So I love today because remember when we were young, when the Olympics came on, all you would have is just Olympics on television, so you couldn't escape it. Now,
it ruined everything.
I couldn't find it.
Now, yeah, and I love it. I don't have to have it forced down my throat. I just get a few news articles and go, "Oh, that's nice."
If you want something forced down your throat, Luke, I'm happy to comply.
Patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm.
There's a tier, a force something down Luke's throat tier. Did you
you
watch the closing
there's
ceremony?
a couple of tiers, actually, depending on what it is.
He needs those because that's what I use as lube. Throat lube. That's what I call saliva. Sorry, did you see Tom Cruise?
I saw that he was there.
I thought that was a joke.
Well, it kind of was. It's pretty silly, and then he gets to the Hollywood sign, and they've put 2 more rings on it so that it looks like the Olympic rings instead of the 00.
So that really was. It was him taking the torch. Oh,
yeah.
See, I think that's a bit rude.
Parachuted in, like on a zip lined in. Took the torch, rode off on a motorbike. Then it cut to pre-recorded footage of him riding the motorbike into a plane. And the plane takes off.
They waited for him to ride all the way to...
Yeah. Then they did, air-to-air photography as he flew across the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. Then parachuted out of the plane, then handed it to an athlete. And then they handed it back to him at the Hollywood sign.
That's what I don't like, because what's he got to do with the Olympics? It should have been...
It's got everything to do with Hollywood.
Yeah. I think he took away from an athlete.
What's Gajira got anything to do with the Olympics? And they were there proudly playing at the opening ceremony.
I mean, at least they're French. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's American.
That's true.
He's one of you.
That's true. He's from near you, Matt. He's from Connecticut. That's not far from where you are,
Is
isn't
he?
it?
No, it's very close to where I am.
You could look at his childhood house.
Technically closer than Massachusetts to where I actually am right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Rob Zombie lives in Connecticut.
Does he? He doesn't strike me as a New Englander.
Oh, really? No, he is, yeah. Big time.
I don't know much about him other than his stage persona, but I wouldn't have thought, like the leather and the cowboy hat, it's just not, that's not what I think of when I think of...
The funniest story I know about Rob Zombie being in Connecticut is that he lives in Connecticut with his wife, Shirley Moon Zombie, right? Yeah. Sherry. Correct. And a skate park was built near their house, and they complained about the noise. And it was, quite funny. Completely reasonable if it was.
But just like...
But it's just funny because
a heavy metal artist.
Yeah, it's just a funny story.
Yeah. Well, there is a rumor, and I don't know if this is true, but apparently Bryan Adams, famous musician for the album Waking Up the Neighbors, was it had a pub,
would do
noisy
anything
pub.
For love, that guy.
Noisy, No, that was Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Everything Bryan Adams does, he does for me. That's what he told me.
Yeah, for you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That song is actually written by Michael Kamen, who also wrote the Symphony in Metallica orchestration.
So? There you go.
Yeah. Pub near him, next door or down the street, too noisy. Bought the pub, shut it down.
Yeah. Classic.
Pub was there first. He moved in and he shuts it down.
Yeah.
That's what I used to hate about. Remember Luna Park?
Yeah.
How people they built those apartments right next to it, and people moved in and started complaining. No, you knew it was there. It wasn't a shop.
It's like
you moved into the inner city.
Yes.
Opera Bar had the same issue. They can't. I forget the specifics of it, but it's that whole area around there. It's the same thing. They built these apartments. People moved into the apartments and went, it's too noisy. It's like, then why'd you live there?
Yeah.
Like, why did you want to live at Circular Quay?
Yeah, exactly. It's silly.
Because I'll go as far as saying, when I was a kid, those apartments weren't there, and you could look right across the quay to the Botanical Gardens, and it was much nicer. Those fucking apartment buildings are an atrocity to Sydney.
Yeah. And they've had a knock-on effect where now you can't have any fun there either. So
I've had a lot of fun there at Opera Bar.
I had a lot of fun at Opera Bar.
I think we all have.
The company credit card when we were drunk.
Yeah, I was about to say, you want someone else to pay, though. That is an expensive place to drink.
We, I don't know if I should be admitting this on a podcast. Me and Paul I won't say his surname.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Listen back.
Another
Episodes 30 to
work
80.
colleague of ours, after the work Christmas party, we said we're going to go have a couple of beers, and our boss said, "You put a couple of drinks on the company card." I'm like, "Thanks, mate." So we went to Opera Bar, got way too drunk, met some American guy who kind of looked like Dave Chappelle. So we started calling him Dave Chappelle, bought him and all his friends drinks.
Oh,
Wonder what it was about him that made him look like Dave Chappelle, Matt.
Bald.
yeah.
He was bald.
He probably thought you looked like Dave Chappelle.
And he had an American accent. He might,
See what I'm saying?
have. No, I had hair back then, believe it or not. And it escalated, and then we had to pay that back.
Yeah, because
We
you went a
got in
bit
on
too
Monday,
far.
And then he looked at the receipts, or the bill from the bank came, and our boss was like, "No,
Did you
guys,
say a couple of years? Yeah.
you guys have to pay for that."
Yeah, I will admit, I've
And you were like,
never purchased a
fair
drink there, but I have had people buy me drinks there. What I used to go to, remember there was a bar, I think it was Century Bar or something. There was a bar,
Century Tavern.
above $3 drinks for
with pool tables,
spirits, beer. I would
As
go
far
into
as
there.
I know, that's still the price there. Granted, the last time I went there was 10 years ago, but that was still 10 years after we were going there.
Because I used to go
That's
Tavern.
the ultimate city place.
Deirdre Brummer, and on a separate occasion, Delta Goodrum, when I was texting Dave to say Delta Goodrum's here, and he was like, "Fuck off, idiot," and he didn't believe me.
So I used to go there.
But that's because you have played that prank on people before, Matt.
Yeah. I know.
Just to be clear for the context here.
But it was great.
Didn't you make somebody ride their bike through the rain to see Jennifer Hale?
I did. Yeah, I sent an old photo of me with Jennifer Hale, which in hindsight would have fooled anybody if you didn't know that I had met her in the past.
Yeah.
Well, photographic proof is usually a pretty good indicator that you tell
Jennifer
the
Hale
truth,
is here.
right?
Here's a photo of me with her. Why wouldn't you believe?
Why would
that?
you believe?
In hindsight, that was a bit cruel.
What I used
Even
to
if you didn't have the photo, if you had just told me something, like to my face, I'd just assume you weren't full of shit.
She was in Sydney too. She was at the Game Awards in Sydney too.
Oh, wow.
There were a lot of things afterwards where we were like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, but no. What I used to love about the Century Tavern is I'd go out by myself, go up, see a table of people, and go, "Let me buy you a round of drinks." And for $20, you got new friends. For that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was always people about to go somewhere or coming back from somewhere.
Yes.
Like you'd be like, oh, okay, cast of the Rocky Horror Show is here right now. Like,
well, that's
getting a
the times
pregame on
where,
before
like,
they.
I walked up, I bought a round of drinks, and that's where I ended up at the Opera Bar. Them
Right.
buying me drinks back.
Getting bought drinks, yeah.
Well, just because I walked up and went, $20, there's a round of drinks. Good nights. And if you didn't meet anyone, you get drunk. So,
I watched a movie.
which movie did you watch?
It's a follow-up of a sort. I watched Maxxine.
As have I.
What do you think?
Oh, have you?
Yes.
I have to say, I mean, I know we covered it somewhat last week because Dan watched it. I liked
I don't speak
it
for everyone.
until the third act, and then I really just didn't care for it that much. I thought it was a bit shit at the end.
I like how it sort of all turned. I didn't mind it, but it definitely wasn't the strongest of the three. And I like
I'd
how
say
it all
definitely the
tied
weakest
in.
of the three, but
Definitely.
I
I
like how
thought
it all tied in, and then with like the scene with like the pastor and stuff, and then that's I quite
really,
like all of that.
when it was revealed that who it was, I was just like, oh, I don't
Because
care.
wasn't that on the television
bother
in
me
the
that much.
second one in X? The
First
pastor
one, you mean X?
X.
well, second one chronologically.
yeah,
Oh, sure.
that was on the television. The pastor talking and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't established or anything. It
Yeah.
was just that I just didn't care.
It was a bit weird,
Hmm.
like how it's a whole culty thing, and we're going to murder, and I didn't quite get that.
It just also it was nice actually to see the Universal backlot because we did the tour there quite a while
Yes.
ago, and I was like, oh, I've been to these places, like the Bates Motel with the house behind, and the she runs out from the Back to the Future clock tower at one point across the lawn there and stuff, and I was like, oh, I've been there, so that was
I
fun.
was watching some old The Twilight Zone. In fact, I was watching the first episode of The Twilight Zone, and it is filmed on the Back to the Future lot as well,
Yeah, right. It's cool.
which I think is also Stars Hollow.
It is, yeah. And they don't mention it in the movie or anything like that, except for the Bates Motel they called out. But you can tell it's all filmed in that area, so that was cool to see. But then also, it seems like they just did that because they could. Although I guess it is contextual because they're filming a movie at the time. But they go to the house, and then at one point, she's running away from that PI from Kevin Bacon, and she goes into it, and obviously nothing can happen in there because it's not a real house. So it was just kind of like I don't know. It was a bit anticlimactic.
I also think this is probably the one that had the biggest budget.
I guess. It seemed like they just had free reign to film back there, right?
They also filmed the other one in lockdown, I think, didn't they?
In New Zealand, Pearl? I think. Both of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, X was filmed in New Zealand too.
Yeah. I think they filmed, from what I heard, they went to film X in New Zealand, got quarantined on the way in, and then while he was in quarantine, he wrote Pearl. And then he sent the script to them, and they said, film that as well.
And that's why I think, because that was all just filmed sort of back to back, essentially. That's why I think this one, there's a lot more scenes and places. I think this one had a bigger budget.
Yeah, it seemed like, I don't know. I guess maybe it was just me. I just felt like, they let him use the back lot, and so they just put things in there. It kind of felt like that for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair.
But I guess I felt it was just like Hollywood in the 80s, and these are the things you think of. You think of the Sunset Strip, and you think of Hollywood Boulevard, and you think of the Universal backlot.
That's fair.
You did have a glass earlier, Luke. Have you got two drinks, or have you just stopped pouring?
I finished that one.
Long neck.
Now I moved to the long neck.
All right.
I'll say this, right?
I liked it. I liked it. Yeah. Just certainly not the best of them. And like I said, the last act of it, I was kind of like tuned out a little bit.
I did send you guys, though. They're doing novelizations of the three, and they've got such beautiful retro covers.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy them when they come out for sure.
Excellent.
Just on drinking, though. So just an interesting anecdotal fact that I've noticed about drinking, right? I didn't drink for 3 months, 2 months, let's say. Didn't drink. Then decided, I might have a drink tonight 2 weeks ago, and I've drank every night since then. Like, if you want to not drink, you have to just not drink. It's like smoking. Remember when we were smoking, we'd quit smoking, but then you'd have one at a party, and then the next day you'd just be sitting there like this.
I hate people who were the casual smokers who could just bum a couple of smokes at a party, and then that's it.
Well, apparently I'm not a casual drinker either, right?
No, I've gone very long periods without drinking, but it's always like I have to be like, I don't drink anymore. Well, not anymore. Yeah. I don't drink.
No, but that's what I mean, right? It's like what do they say that one's too many, but 10's not enough?
Yeah, like I don't drink a lot, really, but I do have a drink.
Neither do I.
I have a drink a fair bit. Fairly often, days wise.
Yes,
I mean, I have a drink not every day, but
most
more days than I should. Yeah.
Me too. I mean, I'm certainly not getting pissed every night.
No. But I do often think I'll pour myself a scotch and I'll go,
drinking.
I probably shouldn't be doing this every day. And then I'll think and I'll go, I didn't have one on Tuesday. It's probably all right.
It's fine. So I have 2 today.
2 long necks.
Got to catch up.
Though I just felt like a beer, and so I called in and brought some long necks. And then they had some beer on special in cans, and I don't like it.
What is it?
I don't know. A Chappy Boy, or I don't know.
Sounds like something Matt would drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Wait, is it an ice block, and is it in the shape of a pyramid?
No, that's a Sunny Boy.
Okay.
Oh, a Chappy Boy, like Chappy, like the Neil Blomkamp.
Stab.
Chappy Boy, and it's BOI. I don't know.
I can't do a South African accent, but
not nice.
I think it's one you mean you can't, as in you just can't outdo it, or you think it's probably.
I don't know how to do one. I've never.
I reckon we could do that though. I reckon some accents are open for us, others aren't.
South African's probably fine, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's why are some good and some bad? Who knows?
Yeah, like why can I do an Italian?
You know why?
Why can I do an Italian accent but not a?
I think you're probably borderline with the Italian accent.
Probably right. Yeah. No, if it's Mario, let's go. Yeah, that's okay.
Well, also,
right?
I've every time I fucking order a pizza, I do the "Is that on my pizza?" And now my daughter has started doing it in that voice too. So,
well, you did bring that on yourself. What were you expecting?
Last night we ordered a pizza, and because it was just her and I opened the door to the pizza guy, and I'm getting it off him, and then just in the background of the doorway is this is my daughter wearing just underpants and a t-shirt, going, "Hey, is that on my pizza?" So I was like,
very good. Lyria says, "Bye." Now, I think her friends do that at school.
That's great.
Well, we asked the other day what's Jenna said. What are your friends' names? Like your name is Lyria Ham. What is? I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm actually not going to be able to give the answer. But she said, like, what's Owen's name? And she was like, Owen the boy. And it's like, okay, that's funny. Yeah. And then she has a friend, Rowan, who they call Roni. And then Jenna said, "What's Roni's last name?" She was like, "Baloney."
Amazing.
Good answer.
Yeah, Roni Baloney. That's great.
Roni Baloney. That's what they call him, I guess.
Oh, I will mention this now. I have had a request from a Patreon subscriber that maybe for the Patreon after party show, we do have the children appear a bit more. When Harper's made appearances, they love it.
Oh, it's popular?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, mine is
Lyra is in well. Yeah, I was about to say it's 11 at night.
I'm not going to wake her up for this. Yeah. So sorry, guys. We need to do this fucking AMA.
We need to.
3 years from now, we can do an episode where just the kids.
Yes. That's a good point.
Yeah, the AMA. You tease it. Let's just do it.
Yeah. There was a reason we didn't do it for a while, and then now we just forgotten.
Yes.
That's not a problem anymore.
So you're away next weekend, so probably the weekend after.
Correct.
So 2 weeks.
Fine.
Saying it now.
I'll figure it out.
Little bit of follow-up, and it also kind of sort of not really ties into something else as well. But I started watching something this week on your recommendation. Matt, I started watching Mr. Robot. Quite good.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to do
If there's one thing I don't like about it, though, is that I don't like anybody. I don't like any of the characters. They're all just kind of selfish cunts. And even him,
Elliot.
You're supposed Elliot is obviously the hero, the protagonist. Sure. But also it's like, mate, just like make up your mind. Join them or don't join them. Fucking be nice to that girl or don't be nice to her. Chase a girl from work or don't. Like, fucking pick a lane, mate. Like, he's so infuriating, which is interesting. But sometimes it means I can only watch one episode and I don't want to watch another one straight away, which is...
Okay. Is this maybe something to do with how many episodes they're trying to stretch it out to, that they're maybe...
I don't think it's that, because it's actually quite short seasons, honestly.
I think it's a solid 10 or so, isn't it?
Yeah, 10, and then I think one or two of the seasons are 13, but they're not that long.
Okay. Matt, where you watch it, does it list the episode names?
Yeah, and they're all like cool... Like
it looks like you've got it off the Pirate Bay, and because one says dot .mov and one says dot .mp4 and
it's good.
Debug.
I was going to say, so the season 2. I mean, I started season 2, and the beginning of season 2, I was like, "Oh, is it going to be like this from now on?" It's quite different and slow, and for me anyway, a fair bit less interesting.
Right,
because of things, and then so I was like, I'll have a quick look. Like season 2, Mr. Robot, slow, and then everybody says, season 2 takes a long time to get going, but from the end of season 2 all the way through to the end of season 4, it's one of the best shows ever. Like you really, really should.
I'm just scrolling through it now, and then when you get to season 4, there's like top rated. Like that's where it really.
That's what everyone's saying. And like, I still like it. It's just that I was just like, oh, is this what the show is now? Like, it's just, it's different. And like, there are reasons for it, but I was just like, oh, is it permanently different? And one other thing I noticed about it, and I did look this up too, and I mean, obviously I know it's intentional, but I was like, is this a thing people have discussed? The framing in this show is very strange. Like shot framing, you know, in the way that traditionally, if there's a 2-shot, when 2 people are talking, you put the one person, you put them in the side of the frame opposite where they're talking to.
Yeah, so that they're talking into the negative space.
So if I'm talking to Luke, Luke's over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, exactly. Talking into the negative space. This does the opposite of that quite a lot.
They talk out of the frame.
And it's very disconcerting.
And sometimes they'll have like something in the frame and then him just in the little gap.
Yeah.
Talking out.
And then, or literally like someone will be like the shot is this.
Yeah.
And I'm down here talking.
There was one shot was just like two people in the, and then just like fucking building around them. Yeah.
But then at other times, it's shot very beautifully and stuff like that. And I mean, obviously, it's a creative decision. I think it's supposed to show that these people are very disconnected from each other, even though they're having a conversation. They're not even thinking about each other at this moment, kind of thing. And so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting interpretation. Yeah,
it's one of these ones that I don't know. I should watch it.
I think you might
like it. It's just, and I don't know why it's just not got to the top of the list.
I like it because it's neither really intensely serious or really dumb, which is usually the only two types of shows I watch. I watch like dead stupid comedy to like not care, or something really engaging like high drama to like fully get invested in. And this is neither. It's like really in the middle, like more towards the drama side than the stupid side, obviously.
I think the biggest problem I have is when I'm watching stuff, I'm normally playing a game, so this feels like a show I need to pay attention to.
Maybe. There is a bit of political, not political.
Yeah, so I miss out on stuff that has a good storyline because it's...
You might be like, what the fuck is he doing that for again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might do that anyway.
Also, you do find, like, I'm not sure exactly how far you are in it, Dan, but you do find out, like I said last week, Elliot is an unreliable narrator.
I haven't had any big reveals, but I've certainly had hints that his paranoia is paranoia.
Yeah, and so there's times where you go, oh, okay, that actually didn't happen.
Which I quite like that because he's coming in from his point of view. So it's not there's always bias.
The main thing that works in this show that doesn't work in other shows, not just about hackers, but about fucking nerds in general, is that clearly people who know about if they don't know about hacking, they at least know about computer programming. It's that the jargon is.
There's a really great scene in season 2. It's not a spoiler, but he's writing a piece of malware, and it's like shot almost, like that comic booky type thing where they split the screen into panes, and it's got like one shot of the keyboard and one of his face and one of the screen, and he's just and it's not like 100% real, but he is writing like a script. He's writing a script, and he's telling the story of like the first time he ever hacked into a system, and it's just really cool. And mostly like accurate.
Yeah, it's not like
as accurate as you're going to get in a movie without it being fucking boring.
Yeah, it's not like
but mostly when you have hackers, there's just some guy going, "Why don't you just hack into the mainframe?" And then everyone goes, "Yeah," and then they do.
Yeah, but
or it's like in the movie
Hackers
when you hack into the mainframe and the fucking lights are all zipping around you, and it's
hacking. Or like Swordfish, where they just like the worm generated 2.0 and stuff, whatever that was.
I got to rewatch that movie.
Yeah, I was thinking,
Swordfish is a weird mix of hacker stuff with just bizarre action. Like
it's also weird. Like they went, "This is the movie where we need to give Halle Berry $1 million to be topless for some reason,
just to have her boobs out in one
randomly scene. Topless too." Like, hey, here they are. But that was the first. It's certainly not the first movie I saw Hugh Jackman in, but I think it was the first movie where he was top billed.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, I'd seen him play Gaston in fucking Beauty and the Beast live before then. But,
he definitely. This was definitely before X-Men.
Have you seen that great interview? It's a red carpet interview where the interviewer is one of his former students.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, so wholesome. It just makes me think, oh, Hugh Jackman, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I've told you about the fucking lottery tickets, haven't I? Every Friday, he gives a $1 lottery ticket to everyone on set. No matter what movie or show he's on.
Yeah.
Like just
cool, that's a good. I'll try and link it. If I remember, I'll link it in the show notes.
It is very nice of you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cool.
But that's why I think Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds. I think that would just be a fun night out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I would sleep
We
with
pretended
both
we
of
were
them.
out with Ryan Reynolds once. You know that story, I assume. We tried to trick Jenna's sister into thinking we were with Ryan Reynolds because we were in London and they were filming Detective Pikachu in London, and we walked past the set and took some
Wait,
photos.
there's a movie called Detective Pikachu. And
Have you not seen it? There's also a sequel coming out.
Yeah, he's the voice of Pikachu. In
Yes.
it. I don't think
Okay.
he's physically in it, but
Does
these
he
facts
put
don't
on a
matter.
voice, or is it like, "Hi, I'm Pikachu"?
I think it's just
That's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
So then
part of a bigger canon of Pokemon movies, or is this
I think
a
it's a
thing,
standalone
just a
thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
It's live action.
We walked past where they were shooting and we took some photos and stuff, sent them, and then we were like, oh, I wonder if Ryan's here. And then we went to a secret bar that you go into like a phone booth in a restaurant. And then you go through and you go downstairs and it's this underground secret bar. There's tons of those.
A speakeasy.
Yeah.
But there was a guy who kind of looked like Ryan Reynolds in the dark if you squint over at one table. And so they sent her Jordan a photo.
Fuck them.
I said, Ryan Reynolds is here. And she was like, are you serious? And we were like, yeah. We're like, fuck it. Let's just let's try and do the thing we did with Jennifer Hale and with Chelsea Goodman.
Until she arrived in London going, all right, where is he?
Well, no, she was in London. She was just out with some friends.
Oh, I see. Right.
And and then it escalated. And then I did like a cheap ass Photoshop of Jenna with Ryan Reynolds. And then later on there was a photo of that I photoshopped of Jared, Jenna's brother, and Ryan Reynolds in bed together. And
I've just noticed something. I'm a little bit sideways.
What?
I think I'm a little sideways.
It doesn't seem that way to me.
Okay.
Now you look sideways.
All right. I'll leave it there. I feel like I'm sideways.
Maybe I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
We look at you like this.
See, now I feel I'm straight. But here I am on the chair.
You've come out as straight. One thing I said, this ties into something else. I like the music in Mr. Robot.
Oh, it's wonderful.
The score. And it reminds me of the types of score that Trent and Atticus have started doing. Yeah. Yeah. Just their very minimalist kind of scores. Which I like very much. And
we're going to get to hear very soon. Well, not soon, but in a new movie.
I find this very exciting.
I just saw
Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tron Ares is filming now, starring Jared Leto, yes. Nine Inch Nails are doing the score. Not Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Yeah, Nine Inch Nails.
Ross.
Yeah.
Atticus rocks.
Atticus rocks.
Atticus Ross. Nine Inch Nails, which is different.
Yes. Although it does stipulate here that it does include Atticus Ross.
Well, that is what Nine Inch Nails does include both of those people, but it also includes other people.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Saying it's Nine Inch Nails specifically implies it will have a particular sound to me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Otherwise, why would they say that?
Yeah, so Trent and Atticus and the other musicians they work with when they do Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
But with a more Nine Inch Nails sound than just the Trent and Atticus stuff.
You would think so, yeah. Otherwise, why would you say that? Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to see a Tron movie, but I want to go see it just for the soundtrack. Because
I want to see a Tron movie. I want to see all the Tron movies.
I thought the last one was pretty good. Was it Tron
Legacy?
Legacy?
I thought the first one was fucking good.
The first one
about?
Yeah.
No,
I meant like I didn't. Obviously, I liked the first one.
No, I liked Tron Legacy was really good.
That was okay.
Was there one after that?
No.
It was good.
No, that's it.
Just the two.
I liked it.
I didn't like the second one. I don't know who's asking for a third one, but I guess I found out.
Oh, yeah. See, what was the second one?
Tron Legacy.
Tron Legacy.
There's all right. I thought you were implying that there was
this
one
is
after
the third one.
So, yes, okay, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And Tron Legacy, Daft Punk did the music, and it was very good.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'll go see it for the music, and I might like it, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I thought it was a bit weird.
See it for the fucking glowy shit. That's
I
did like Captain Sheridan being in it.
Glowing Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. Or glowing.
What was his name?
Yeah, Olivia Wilde. Yeah.
No, I was looking at who's the other guy.
She's glowing right into my dreams.
The original Tron was.
Oh, the guy from Tron.
Yeah.
Not Jeff Bridges guy.
Not Jeff Bridges.
He was
Captain Sheridan in Babylon 5.
Oh.
Bruce Box
you know.
Litter. No.
Box Litter?
Box Litter.
Where my cat poops?
Bruce Boxleitner. He was in it. And I love him. because he was in Babylon 5. And Babylon 5 is also...
or
He was also in
anything
Legacy
else.
as well. He plays Alan Brady, Tron.
All right.
Fair enough.
So he was the guy who was already in the system.
He is
Okay.
Tron. Yeah,
He is
yeah,
Tron.
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with
right.
you. Gotcha. Yeah, no, this I'm interested in this. Yeah, I mean, Jared Leto is. It's hard to predict if he's going to be good or not good in something. I guess. Until
How
see it.
do
Like,
you
he was fine
method
in-
act Tron?
I think he's good in support roles.
He was
more
good
than lead
in
roles.
Blade Runner 2049.
Blade Runner, yeah,
Yeah.
because he was not in it for very long. He
Yeah.
could just focus on what he had to do.
But
And
then
he had
he wasn't
a
in...
director telling him stop fucking about and just do the bit that
He wasn't in Suicide
Yeah.
Squad for very long.
Stop
Yeah.
sending me bloody condoms or whatever it is that you're putting
And
in my
rat
letterbox.
dead rats or whatever. Yeah.
And remember when he
Yes.
kept going like, I gave him so much more. I said so many extra things. And it's all like,
Oh
just
yeah. That's
read
right.
the script.
I even said things that weren't even in the script. I'm like, yeah, that's why it was all cut
Yeah,
out.
I
of the
invented
movie.
whole new scenes.
Yeah.
I shot
Yeah.
them myself and I sent them to him. Put this in the movie. He was good in American Psycho.
Yes.
Again, wasn't in it that much,
Yeah, ensemble.
and very early, so he couldn't fuck about. Otherwise, he'd get fired.
Oh, didn't he say he didn't saw like Blade Runner or any 20? He just went off to live. He didn't come back and see Blade Runner 2049. He just went off and lived in the woods or a cave or a bit after it. Is that the story, or am I making that
I'm
up?
sure it
Maybe.
is. That certainly sounds familiar, but
Could be.
I mean, that's what happened to Richard Stanley for sure. But
We're not allowed to think well of him.
no, which is a shame because there's so many great stories about him. But
I
yeah,
know, it's a shame.
apparently he's a cunt.
Yeah.
We've got some cunt follow-up news for the after party, so just to tease that before we get to the very, very end.
I've got a couple of them in the list. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So go to patreon.com/ No.
Multiple Nerdgasm.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Or go to multiplenergasm.com and go to
Follow the links.
the links.
Follow the links. Deadpool and Wolverine.
What do you think?
We've all seen
Made a
it.
lot of money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you finish watching it? I
Finished
assume you
watching
did.
it. Yep. And it wasn't
Didn't
quite
change your opinion?
wasn't quite what I was expecting. I thought that the army of Deadpools were going to be on his side type of thing.
Oh.
I did like the fact that, that when they run around and kill all the Deadpools, sorry, spoilers, and then they realize, oh yeah, they're just going to regenerate.
They regenerate.
Yeah.
Except for the
one. Yeah.
the one that's their friend. And then someone pointed out too, I didn't notice this, obviously. But you know, he gets shot and he's like, there's a donut truck over there, and donut trucks often have a first aid kit in it. And Wolverine's, no, they don't. And he's like, yes, they do.
Yeah,
And he's like,
yeah,
"Run to the
yeah.
donut truck. Behind them is a medical center. Next to the shoe shop is a fucking medical center.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm 90% sure that's also the Universal lot, right? The
sure.
same
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
Yeah.
Must be. Very few sets in that, actually.
But it
A
does,
lot of the movie takes place in that street, if you
Yeah,
think about it.
yeah. They go back a lot to that
Mm.
generic New Yorky street.
but again, this proves that R-rated movies can make money.
This is the most successful R-rated movie ever.
And maybe Borderlands could maybe have taken some notes, because evidently that's not good. Like, very bad.
Well,
Yep.
when Uwe Boll says, oh, this isn't a very good movie, you know that you haven't made a very good movie.
I don't know. Uwe Boll has very funny opinions about it.
Oh, he does. But
Like, yeah. George Clooney, he's fucking Brad
yeah,
Pitt's ass and
everyone's
laughing
fucking
at you.
each other's ass and
So
laughing
Ocean's
at you.
11 are fucking, they're all fucking each other and laughing at you.
I would have watched a Borderlands movie made by him.
Yeah.
I feel like, based on, I've not watched Borderlands. I will watch it at some point
will.
just to see. But I feel like if Uwe Boll had done it, at least
I'll be
there'd
honest,
be
I didn't
something
even watch
interesting
Postal.
about it.
There would
Have you seen? So, for listeners who don't know, Uwe Boll did a whole string of video game adaptations in like the 90s and 2000s because there was like some German tax loophole that I assume must have been plugged at this point, where he was just able to raise all this money from German investors because it was a complete tax write-off for them or something. and he could just get all these famous actors to be in these movies and buy the rights to these things because he just was able to get all this money that people in Hollywood weren't. And so he did House of the Dead, and then he did Blood Rain, and then he did the Dungeon Siege movie with fucking Jason Statham and Claire Forlani. And
Mark Wahlberg on something, didn't he?
Yeah, and fucking, who's the guy that the cocaine bear who died? Ray Liotta. Like, all these fucking people. Ron Perlman's in stuff. Like, and then you're like, how did he get these people? He got a lot of money. And the movies are awful. Just awful.
But they're also good.
Interesting.
Like, they're awful, but they're not bad. Like, it's...
And then
have you seen House of the Dead funny version?
The funny version, yes.
About this?
But I just like
where they've left the goofs in.
No, but no, it's not that. They'll show a scene and then they'll show another scene where they're just running across a bridge with balloons and stuff. Like it's
so strange that it's like art. Like
but even
his best
the
work.
Original, like theatrical release of House of the Dead has like footage from the game in it. Like, it's weird.
So, House of the Dead, it's an adaptation of the arcade game where you shoot zombies. Nothing to do with that. It's set on an island and there's like a party and there are zombies and it's just nonsensical. And there's like a pirate treasure and it's a very strange, very bad movie.
Yep.
The director's commentary is hilarious because he gets a phone call during the commentary. And so there's like 10 minutes where he's just on the phone talking in German to somebody, and then he goes, sorry about that, and then just comes back to the movie.
Nothing we can do about this.
Who the fuck does that? Uwe Boll does that. And then there's the House of the Dead funny version, which, as you said, it's got bloopers cut in. It's got, they shot, like Luke said, they just shot some weird shit because they were filming, and then it just gets put in. It's just so weird.
Oh, actually, I kind of want to watch the funny version again because they'll show you like the same scene 3 times, and sometimes it's not a blooper; it's just filmed with weird shit.
But it's genuinely entertaining.
Yeah.
Like,
did he do Alone in the Dark as well?
Yes, he did with Christian Slater. Yeah, and Blood Rain and Rampage. He did 3 Rampage movies before.
Fucking hell.
The Rock
and before all this, he made a movie about Columbine.
He did too, and then he made one about Auschwitz.
Yes,
later.
in which he played a fucking
prison guard. Yeah.
Actually, he did that well.
And then he did a movie called Blubberella about a fat woman who kills Nazis in World War II. Yeah, weird dude. And then he also made a bunch of rants on YouTube about how Hollywood is full of shit, and if you want to watch the fucking wizards in the fucking forest Harry Potter shit, that's fine with him.
Yeah. And if you email him and say, watch my short film, he probably will.
That's right. We also, we sent him a short film we did.
Also,
he said this was a very funny thing.
Yeah.
Best of luck with anything.
Very good quote.
I will give you some advice. Don't threaten to fight him.
No. He's a big man.
And he will fight you.
Out of low tax.
I felt for low tax. I really felt for him.
He thought it was a joke.
No.
Uwe Boll said to all the critics of his films, fine, let's have a boxing match. And they all said sure, because they thought it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. He beat the shit out of it.
Like everything, he made money off of it because he did it in Vegas. He televised it. He made it pay-per-view. He made a ton of money and literally bashed people that had said
he had them sign waivers, and he actually fought them. Like I said, they thought it was a joke. It was not a joke. He punched the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Hilarious.
So before we finish up on the main show, I have to ask, Dan, are you getting excited for PAX?
I'm very excited for
PAX.
Because
this is your first PAX Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like, you've done PAX.
I did
PAX.
Yeah,
still
PAX
Prime.
Prime.
No, you did PAX Prime.
Yeah. It's called PAX West now, but yes. It was PAX Prime when we did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's getting closer. Are you going to dress up? I know Hannah's been trying to convince you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to prod you in that direction
I'm not really a dressy up kind of person, but we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. I've got a few costumes ready to go.
Oh,
but
excellent.
I'm actually looking forward to. So evidently this year the tabletop area is going to be bigger, which I'm that's sort of my favorite place to sort of hang out and see.
I wonder if that means we just couldn't get enough international guests, so we're shrinking down the proper show.
Actually,
floor,
what I think it is, I think they might be shrinking down the bring your own computer part of it. There used to be a big thing was to bring your own computer. I don't think it's kind
of an odd thing now.
Yeah, it's like
who still does that?
You don't really need a LAN to do that, so I think that might be there. But no, the indie games, like the indie video games and the tabletop game, they're the best places to be. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, it's just weird that they're expanding out this area. So
yeah, that's funny.
Get ready to LANs, get drunk and play games.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Because that's all we're doing for 3 days.
My daughter, who's obviously she's only 3 years old, but we're talking about when she's a teenager, like how strict we need to be with her going out and stuff. And because I said, no one asked me where I was going or what time I'd be back. Like I would just
different
go
time
out.
Though, when we were kids.
Yeah,
different time. But also she was like, oh, didn't your mum think you were going to get up to stuff? And she was like, and I said, well, when she saw me unplugging my computer and saying I'm going to fucking Dave's, she really didn't.
Girls there.
She didn't think there were going to be women and drugs and shit to get up to.
I brought a girl once. She left.
Oh, we all did at least once, and never
made
a mistake again.
Michelle once, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to go home.
I'm going the fuck home."
Even when we used to hang out at the Quicks, it wasn't we weren't getting up to mischief.
Very wholesome.
Except for the one time where we brought toy guns, pretended to hold him up, and made him take the cash register outside with getting his hands behind his head. Apart from that,
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, we actually did that to Leith one time with fake guns.
That's amazing.
But even the police didn't mind us hanging out there. We used to change tyres for people when they rocked up. One time management went, can we not hang around?
They didn't ask.
I washed a woman's windscreen there at one point.
One time management went, can we not hang around anymore? We didn't. The next night they got robbed. And then after that it was like, you guys can hang around. We're fine.
By a bunch of guys with toy guns.
Like, we never stole anything. We did get like slushy refills, but
I was explaining to somebody what a gorilla dog was the other day.
Man, I have such nostalgia for a gorilla dog, but I wouldn't eat one now.
Well, they were good until they got rid of the cheese, which I understand why they got rid of the cheese.
Well, Matt lives in the land of liquid cheese now.
The land of liquid cheese, yeah. I get you that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like liquid cheese. No, I don't.
In McDonald's Singapore, you can opt for curry sauce with your nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
Curry sauce.
And it's so fucking delicious.
I think I would like that.
It's so good.
I bet.
Sorry.
So what's any big names at PAX?
I haven't actually looked at that yet. I'm gonna.
There's a handful of cosplayers, one or two influencers. Nobody that I would say, gotta see them talk or
right. No, there's a few that you will like. They will have like the gaming went old. I think that's one of the panels. So and when they say like gaming went old, it's people in their 40s.
We are old.
Yeah.
Oh, man, did you see the study that came out this week about how they say that adults age rapidly in 2 phases?
I did see that. Yeah.
Rather than
44.
slowly. 44 is the first, 60 is the second. So you can expect to just get suddenly really old this year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. One of these episodes, I'll just have a walking stick for some reason.
Yeah.
What's wrong with having a walking stick?
Nothing.
Or a white beard.
I'll no longer be
all right, maybe we get off this subject now, yeah.
Speaking of being old, my daughter's watching Spidey and His Amazing Friends on Disney Plus, which makes me happy because I used to love Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Except I said, that's Spider-Man and with 2 Spider-Mans because there's Miles and Peter and then Spider-Gwen. And she goes, no, that's Spidey, Spin and Ghost Spider. And I'm like, what? And then so I had to look online and I guess, because kids aren't going to know or care what a multiverse is. Yes. So it's just different for that
3
show.
Different people. Interesting.
They're just friends.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And is it like...
Did you ever watch that Spider-Man
Uncle Ben
cartoon
doesn't come up.
From the... What? Who doesn't come up?
Uncle Ben. They just don't talk about that.
Right.
That's why I was, and because I was like, that's... She's like, that's Rhino. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
And I said, I painted myself green once so I could be the Hulk. And she was like, What?
You painted yourself green.
Yes, I said, oh, I met Stanley. You know what? Don't worry. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you when I'm older.
Tell you what you understand.
Yeah.
When you know it's cool.
Mm. But she sings the song and she comes up. She goes, Dad,
Oh,
I'm webbing you. I'm like, cool.
you got webbed.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's Patrick Stump does the music, the guy from Fall Out Boy. And it sounds like Fall Out Boy.
Oh.
The one who kept making suicide attempts back in the day and just kept failing.
I don't know.
Imagine that. Imagine you were suicidal. You're like, oh, fucking, I'm fucking good for nothing. And you can't even do that right.
It is Patrick
Here's another
Stump.
thing you're shit at.
And I don't know if the summary here...
Because there's two Fallout Boys, right? There's the tall, skinny one and the short, chubby one.
I don't know much about Fallout Boy.
There's a few members of Fallout Boy.
It's like a four-piece.
Sorry, I mean two frontmen, like two singers, right?
Oh, is there?
Isn't there?
That. I know there's Pete Wentz was the bass player. He was married to Ashley Simpson. I remember that.
I can ask my sister. She knows them.
She knows.
She's probably yelling at her listening device.
She probably will be. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, there's the fat one.
We have confirmation. It is the fat one.
There is a fat one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, but there's a few of them in the band.
Yeah, it's a band.
Yeah.
Mm.
Otherwise, it'd just be called Patrick Stump.
Mm. Which is unfortunate. That's an unfortunate name.
I know. Yeah. I mean, you could have just called him old one leg or something.
Yeah. Peggy.
Peggy
do you really want to be Peggy, though?
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.